Hey guys, Drew Binsky here, and today I'm going to tell you what I think are the world's cleanest nations after visiting 191 countries, and we begin with number 5, Slovenia. I've been to Slovenia twice, most recently last summer where I had the chance to drive around the entire country, and oh my god, it is one of the greenest places in the world. Slovenia is the third most forested country in Europe, and in 2016 it was named the very first certified green destination in the world. I went to a lot of small cities and towns, but I think the capital of Ljubljana is a perfect representation of how clean the whole country is.
I love Slovenia.
Everything is perfectly maintained, well kept, people are very respectful, it's charming, it's quiet, it's so green, it's so enjoyable, and speaking about it right now just makes me want to go back there. And if you do go to Slovenia, you have to promise me to go up north to Lake Bled. You can see it behind me, it is so cool, it's so pristine. Alright, the fourth cleanest nation in the world that I want to tell you about is New Zealand. I had the opportunity to go for about a week a few years ago, and I visited both islands, and it is just an incredible country. Because the country is so beautiful, I noticed a lot of the locals are into beaching and fishing and hunting and the outdoors, so they are a lot more concerned about the environment. Also, being a smaller nation with fewer resources and production, they just haven't had the opportunity as other nations to do serious damage. It's so unpopulated that there are more sheep than humans in New Zealand. Even though it's one of the most expensive nations in the world, I highly recommend visiting New Zealand for an experience that you will not regret. Okay, that leads me into the third cleanest country in the world, up north, which is Iceland. Iceland has been ranked as the most environmentally clean country in the world according to the latest Environmental Performance Index. Actually, all over Scandinavia, it's really obvious to me that people care about the environment. Where Iceland gets the advantage is its geographical and geological location, giving it a haven for clean energy. It's famous for its hot springs, geysers, and active volcanoes. Surprisingly, a lot of the hot water pumped from underground supplies much of the country's heating. Okay, now we travel down to the tropics near the equator to hear about the second cleanest country in the world, which is Singapore. Singapore is one of my favorite countries in the world. I think I've been there 7 times as I've been based in Asia the last 7 years. I really do love it there. There's delicious food. It's the best chicken rice in the world. Nice people, a lot of things to do, and surprisingly, with so many people, it really is the cleanest place. Singapore has actually established a set of laws to protect its cleanliness. For example, if you are caught dropping litter, you can face a penalty of 1,000 Singaporean dollars. They also have preventative rules too, such as a ban on importing and chewing gum. That's right, you can't chew gum in Singapore or you're subject to a penalty. But most of all, it's amazing to see how people in Singapore work together to not litter on the streets. They really look after each other, like on the subway. They'll pick up trash if they see it there, which, by the way, the subway is like the cleanest one in the world. I don't know, when I think about the rest of Southeast Asia, I think about a lot of polluted and dirty cities like Bangkok. So Singapore is just setting the example for the rest. Okay guys, a moment you've all been waiting for. The cleanest country in the world, in my opinion, is Rwanda. I've had the chance to visit Rwanda twice. The first time was a few years ago, and the most recent time was a few months ago. And over every other country in Africa, it is like a hidden gem of cleanliness. A lot of this stems because of the grueling past. In 1994, Rwanda suffered a horrible genocide where 800,000 people were killed within 100 days. And because of this, the concept of umuganda was created. Umuganda translates roughly as coming together in common purpose to achieve an outcome. It refers to the habit that Rwandans have of coming together after times of hardships. So in order to get rid of its horrible past, today in the capital of Kigali, you will see pristine lawns, clear pavements, and roads that are just in perfect shape. You would not believe it. I haven't found a single piece of trash on the street. And Rwandan people really come together to make their country clean. On the last Saturday of every month, it's mandatory for people of all ages to come together and clean the streets in the mornings. So that's my list of the 5 cleanest nations in the world, and I would love to get your guys' input and feedback. What do you think are the cleanest nations? Did I miss any? Do you guys agree with me or disagree with me? That's all I want to say. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay inside, and we're gonna beat coronavirus. Later.